Okay, another beautiful Monday, July. So let's have a quick sound check. Can you all hear me well? Clear? Yes, great. Okay, I'll try to remain that way for the rest of the night. Now, is there any current setup that you would like me to have a look at, or no? Anybody? No? Okay. All right. So, multi-chart. Okay, I've just finished refreshing my M15. And that looks pretty right, but let's just refresh it quickly. It's always better to be sure to be sure. Okay, so you entered in the last signal on the 15-minute chart. I presume that would be pound Aussie. Okay, excellent. So, great. Well, that was a nice strong signal and you took 20 pips. Okay, so let's just go back to the 15-minute chart. Okay, so you entered the trade here. So your reference report lines would have been, okay, let's just make that a yellow so we know when we're doing our trade management lines what they look like. Okay. So now, did you take that on M15 chart, Ruth? Oh, yep, you already told me. Yep. Okay, so you entered the 15-minute chart. Okay, so this is the chart you entered. So stop level is channel or 30 pips because pound Aussie is 30 pips. Okay, so open price there. So 30 pips is there. 30 pips is around love handles. Okay, so let's put those trade management lines in. All right, and we place one at the river and one at the river bank that it crosses, and also the channel it's going towards. As you can see, it's actually pretty much on both. Yeah, and then we can do a 2 for 1. Okay, that means 40 pips from. Okay, 40 pips was about there. Okay, 3 for 1 is 60. It's just about there. Okay, so these are trade management lines for that confirmed. Yep. For that confirmed red vertical line. Okay, so 1 for 1, channel line and river bank, the next part. And if we got a diamond before that, would exit and 3 for 1. So this one, let's keep pushing on. Okay, so and had all the nice, beautiful momentum signs, solid pink center line. Our greedy line went outside the river bank, suggesting that there was enough momentum to go further. Okay, so the good thing is we're able to take what we're comfortable with, and on our multi-chart, I'm just going to go and take this down to a 5-minute chart, yeah? Okay, so this is what it looked like in the 5-minute chart. Okay, so there's the yellow trade management line at the open price. Okay, so over here we'll probably be having a jumping diamond on the 5 minutes perhaps. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so as you can see, the 5-minute with its red line, riverbank channel was under 20 pips. Okay, and you can see price action really went sideways for a number of candles. As you can see, close, open, close, open, close, and retraced a little bit before it came down. So in that area, would it spent probably about a good 40 minutes just going sideways. Okay, so and the chart supported that, so that was, I would have said, would have been quite a nice, comfortable trade for you, Ruth. Did everything that it was supposed to, and you're pretty happy with that, weren't you? Yeah, yeah. So, and that's it. We don't really need to. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going to come, and all we need to do is be there. And our work is just to confirm all the information is correct and criteria is met, and it is. Then we know what we need to do. You know, so with practice, trade management lines are pretty straight. Get quick. It becomes quicker to go and put them down. Okay, so and yeah, we agreed. Orange line was above the center, so yeah, we had lots of support there. So really, if you go and get 3 or 4 trades where a point of profit can be seen and entering and being comfortable, it's more than achievable. Once, yeah, it is just patience and knowing and just doing the process. Okay, so when we have process, we're comfortable and it reinforces what we'd like to enter, and we can see a contrast to what we like down here and when it's not ready. And you can see to the left where the morning session was, it really just, you know, sort of just consolidated sideways in a, yeah, basically 18, 19 pip consolidation. Okay, and Monday, that's a lot of times it will do that. And then when the Europe and London session opens, there's more liquidity in the market, etc. So, and with pound Aussie, due to the pound effect, we are generally always going to get movement in the London session, which is the blue color. Okay, so having the M15 template gives you that sort of view where you can see the different sessions: the Asian session, London, Euro London session, and then the grey being the US session. Yep. So great work, Ruth. And you took a couple of trades last week on the M30 as well, didn't you? You took profit and then re-entered and took some more profit, didn't you, on the M30? My correct recollection. Ah, there were 5 minutes last week. Okay. Cool. Well, you've taken from 15, you've taken from 5. I'm sure you did take a 30 maybe a week before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did. Okay, so report lines. You know, you can go and do report lines, and this is the template we do it on, and that. But apart from the report line, just seeing the sessions and when it gets busy, it allows you to visually just take note that when your currency pair is most likely to go and give good signals. And when a market's busy and there's liquidity, generally you can see the momentum quite clearly on the chart. Yeah. Okay, so and this one here is just basically in the 4 hour, whenever you look at a 4 hour chart, sometimes it's hard to see where the day begins. So I've done a little using the FS session box. As you can see, each of these grey boxes a day and has the 6 candles at 4 hours. So it just allows us to see the beginning of a day, the first 4 hour candle. Yep. And yeah, so once I did that, I thought, well, why wouldn't I do a weekly report? That's so, but the main thing was that it allowed me to go and see without counting candles or hovering my mouse over the candle to see when it's 0, 0, etc. I can see first candle of the day, second candle, third, and fourth. Yeah, so just makes my work a lot easier when I do a few things to the chart to make it easier on the eye and to take information in. Okay, so yeah, so that's what that looks like. Okay, so now on the standard charts, we have our support resistant indicator, the PEEPs, yeah, which basically gives us our pivot, our daily pivot. Okay, it's called the balance point, but it's a daily pivot because the information to go and the indicator takes is the high low close of the previous day's candle, and it projects the support and resistance for the next day, yeah, which is Friday's projecting for today. And you can see price action moved up to the riverbank, came back to the bottom riverbank, and found resistance with the pivot as well as the pink riverbank, moved back up. So that's what caused the consolidation. And you can see the riverbank is as close to sideways or horizontal. Yeah, it's not. It's going at about 3 o'clock, both of them. So it was consolidating and that. And then when it broke, it was attracted, yes, to the resistance above it, and strong resistance, bounced off it, price went outside the riverbank and hit a resistance. So our expectation is it's going to move downwards. Okay, you can see the greedy line went well outside it, solid pink, and when it wants to go down, first goes up, comes down, and once it passed that balance point or that pivot, which it bounced off twice and it broke that, then there was nothing stopping it going to the next, to the support. Okay, so and these are support and resistance zones that come from the daily candle data, are relevant and uses real live information to project most likely areas of attraction and bounce points. Okay, so you can see that with your 5 minute, with your trade management lines, and then having these zones, you can see when they start all being in the same area, the price is attracted and the chart with reflected information. Okay, so, and no doubt I can hear some of you murmuring that my window 5 looks different to your window 5, and that's correct, because it does. Okay, so what Windows 2 and 5 are doing are generally there to help us with jumping diamond. Okay, so having the shading and the same indicator in both Windows 4 and 5 were great, but didn't really tell me anything that I didn't know anymore. Okay, so this indicator here takes that information and processes and will give direction or show what the candles are doing at that stage. Okay, so if we're doing jumping diamonds and that, the questions on the website will help you with that. Okay, so I'll just go to the website so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, website. Okay, so you can see on your PDF, it says the minimum criteria, they're there. You can have a confirmed line, yep, which is the minimum criteria is you need to have a vertical line. For a buy, you need a blue one, marking a special candle. For a sell, you need a red one. Okay. You also need a current high or low diamond with that. So in the buy, we need to have a blue vertical line marking a special candle. We need to have a current low diamond. Okay. We need Windows 3 and 4 to have green shading. And we need the orange line to be below a green or dotted yellow center line. That's minimum requirement is 1, 2, 4, and 5. So in your minimum one on your PDF, there's no mention of maximum criteria. Yeah? So minimum criteria, if you have question 1, 2, and 4 and 5 answered, then that's the minimum you require for confirmation. Okay, so if you have a jumping diamond, that's where when question 3 comes in and it says, does window 2 have green shading, and does we'll actually say window 2 and 5, so I'll adjust that. And does another time frame have a green center line? Okay, so what that's asking is if windows 2 and 5 have green shading and you've got a green center line in M15, M30 or H1, if you're on a 5-minute chart with the line, then you'd actually have a momentum or an environment for a jumping diamond. Okay, so that's all mentioned and covered here. Okay, for jumping diamond. Okay, that means price wants to go higher and higher, and a lot of times you have multiple time frames with a green center line and Windows 3 and 4 green, and it only wants to go up, and it's a very strong trend, and you want to get in the market. Well, this is what you need to do. Okay, so that's why your PDF, if you have that and you only went for straightforward minimum criteria trades, you'll get lots of trades like that, and you don't have to go into this particular page. Okay, so, but I thought I'd just quickly mention, I'll put the bottom, the center line there. Yep, no worries, that's easy enough. Okay, so let me just get back to the chart. Okay, so our levels. There. Actually, let's make that consistent with the others and make it white. Okay, so and really for your minimum criteria trading, those I don't ask anything about your Windows 2 and 5. Okay, but even if I don't ask, what happens is when you're looking down, confirming your vertical line, you're actually seeing that there's shading there and there's pink. So they're just visually on the peripheral reinforcing that there is downward momentum, yeah, because it adds additional pink. Okay, so even though no questions are asked or and stated in your PDF as minimum criteria, when you're actually on the chart, you're looking for solid pink windows 3 and 4, orange line above pink or dotted yellow center line, current high, diamond, and a red vertical line marking special candles. Minimum criteria. Okay. So windows 2 and 5 come in when there's a jumping diamond. Yep. The other benefit of having a more sensitive window 5 is that window 5 actually will give an alert when price moves down and is ready to come back down. So as you can see here, okay, see where you have the yellow box below. So basically an alert will come from that indicator just to say that price is ready to move downwards. And what it does is just basically alert you to come back, and it helps us sometimes to go and identify a re-entry point, especially if you've already got confirmed vertical. So the benefit of having this additional indicator replacing the one prior to it, because really the one window 2, we've got enough of the DT zigzag option. Okay, so having this there, it still gives, I can still have shading in windows 2 and 5, green or pink when I'm asking the question on the assessor. But the benefit is that it will give you an alert and call you back to the screen to say something's happening. Okay, so because I don't really want people to be sitting hours in front of needlessly, especially if the price action keeps going down and down, and you're just watching it, you get frustrated. That's when you can get in, and you don't want to leave the screen. Well, this is what these are there for. It'll actually make a noise. Okay, so it says use alert, so it doesn't do push notifications. All it does is make a sound on your computer like the other ones, and you can come out of a look. Okay, so, and a lot of times around the same point where your vertical line appears, a lot of times you also get an alert from window 5 from here saying there's a retracement. That means price action is ready to, So once again, it just reinforces the same thing that a vertical line is saying. So I should imagine you'd find that helpful. You don't have to have it, okay? Because once again, it does what I ask, because with jumping diamond environment, we need to have pink and shading in both. Okay, so the assessor will be adjusted to and include the window 5 in that question 3. Also windows 2, W2 and W5 have pink shading for a jumping diamond cell, green shading in windows 2 and 5 for a jumping diamond reply. Yeah. Okay, so apart from the greedy line going out, you can see that it also triggered a M21 breakout. Okay, that means the information on from the indicator, breakout indicator, has found that all the ingredients for breakout were present. So it drew a Fibonacci levels downwards, indicating that there was lots of momentum going downwards. And you can see price action has gone down to the 323 level. You can see the 261 level was pretty much inside the zone. So all this does is just give the confidence that even though price consolidated there and push back up a little bit, retrace a little bit, to resume and get momentum to go further down. Okay, so once again, the appearance and the alert from the M21 indicator just indicated there was momentum for a breakout downwards, and just letting us know if we wanted to take more profit or we missed out and we wanted to enter, and prices just consolidating that we could enter. Okay, so is there a question there? Is the size of the box color that magnitude change? No, when the yellow box turns up, once again, it makes all its duty is just to go and say that there's enough shift that it's going to retrace. It won't tell you how far down it's going to trace or anything like that. It's not designed to do that, and I haven't set it up like that. Okay. All it does is notify that something's happening. Yeah. So as you can see, this. If we start trying to go and read too much into that, we're probably doing more than what I actually put it there for. Okay, it really is there. All it does is saying, the price is retraced and resumption. So you can see it's just a little helper. Just a little helper. Okay, I like to, if I'm going to do some changes or to the chart, or that is generally to enhance it and to assist us more, so that we get fatigued, we get tired, or we don't notice, it makes a noise and so it calls our attention to something. So that's what I like the chart to do. I like it to give us useful alerts and to bring our attention to something. Whether it becomes a trade or not depends on what happens, what the chart says. Okay, so yeah, so that's, it had a lot of reasons why this adds to the template. Okay, makes window 5 even more proactive in the things it can do. Okay, so, and it still helps us with the jumping diamond question, assess the questions, and that. Now, the other point of difference that you may have noticed is that the shading breaks up here. Okay, so it still has our, we still use 3 time frames higher. Okay, all I've done is turned on the immediate higher time frame. So current time frame is false, and the 2 time frames higher, then that's on M5, it's the M15 and M30. Okay, I switched them to true. So what that does is when the M15 and the M30 are going the same way, you'll have shading. When the M15 and the M30 isn't going the same way, you'll just see the red line of the M15, yeah? Because the red line, basically, I've highlighted it and make it appear so you can actually see that that's there. Now, I don't need to put a yellow line there, because we can see in window 1, we can see the current time frame high, can't we? We can see the current time frame low, and we can see if this current wants to go down, so we can see that current time frame M5 once it's going down, and it's matching what M15 wants to do, yeah? But they're both, so it just says that there's, and it also helps us with our jumping diamond, because went down to here to this current time frame low, and the red line kept going straight ahead, suggesting that there's a possible jumping diamond, yeah, because the M15 didn't reach its low threshold. Okay, so, and then when it resumes and it becomes, you have green shading and the red line went to the positive above the 0, then, and the orange, and the M5 at a current low, it just suggests once again the strength of momentum, that the trades are momentum trades with buys, and then when it got to current low diamond, it wanted to go higher. Okay, so yep, so this was okay, still going down. Okay, so what it's looking like, okay, it's pushing down and it's getting Riverbank. It's hit a little green line and it's now getting to the second support. Okay, and you can see the second support, a 423 is there, the Fibonacci. So you know, it might retrace up a little bit and attempt to move down to 423. Yep. Okay, so over here we've got a new lower low. So we need to refresh that because it's going to have all pink shading all the way up to here, isn't it? When we get. And there we have it. Okay, we're going back to the M5 and it'll repaint the shading in window 2. Okay, so you can see that. But you notice that W5, it didn't need to be, it already had the pink shading showing the price action was still moving down. Okay, so you can see how the additional information that we can get from window 5 now. So we're coming to the end of our session and that, so rather than be cut short by the 40 minutes when the time is finished in the webinar, is there any questions there that that you have? Okay. All right, so the main thing is that we have the information, and once again we can see that the M15 that Ruth got into, the minimum criteria is met. Pink, windows 3 and 4, red vertical line marking special candle, current high diamond. How do we know it's current high? Because prior to that it had a white dotted line joining a current low. So that was identified there, and orange line was above the dotted, well, pink or dotted, solid pink or dotted yellow center line. Okay, minimum criteria is met, and our expectation, yes. Riverbank channel, then we have our trade management lines, 30 pips or blue channel line, and we marked it down, and we can see that, yeah, so it's heading for a 4 for 1, yeah? No, it's not yet. So 2 for 1. But should it get down to the 423 in a 5 minute, it probably will be a, 3 for 1 because it'll hit 90, yeah, 90 pips. Yeah, so should it reach the 423 Fibonacci at M5, that would be 90 pips, which for the M15 trade management line would have been a 3 for 1. Okay, so thank you. I hope you enjoyed the webinar, and Great work, Ruth. Keep it up. Okay. Take care, and we'll look forward to more positive trades for everyone. Okay. Have a great night. Thank you. Good night, all.